have a skill, that means you're definitely going to have a job. So if you don't have a job, that means that you don't have a proper skill, or you have not got that idea of how to bridge your proper skill to get a job. So that is what the current situation is right now. So it's not like nobody's having a job or nobody's having a layoff. It's about people are picking up more people like than previously. Now, because in the past year, if you take about 7 months back, they were losing jobs, and now they are like all the people who are even coming up from the down bottom is getting jobs now. So that's how the industry has boomed, friends, and it's like going towards a far beyond. So how are we going to get prepared for that? So to get a job, it's going to be like, it's not about doing something like you have to sit and study for every day. And you would have heard these things, many people saying that it's a motivating concept that you need to work hard, you need to do everything and get a job. It's not like that. I'm not going to say the same thing. I'm going to say a different thing, that you need not get like stress yourself for getting a job right now. It's about like how you manage your time and how you accommodate yourself and getting into the industrial pattern, like how you take yourself up for it. So last week I got a call from my friend who was studying MS in Germany. So he was from a mechanical background, so he was studying material engineering, and he was doing an MS in Germany. So he called me asking for a help for learning Python. So it was really shocking for me that why are you learning Python? Because you are a completely different background. You are not from even an IT industry. So why are you doing that? And he said just a simple answer, that he wants to accommodate to like what is going on. People from their background also ask for the computer experience and the coding mechanisms. I will talk to you much deeper on this concept, like why it is more required. But this is the fact that is going on, friends. Like in the world, people are going towards this, and they are inclined more on the industrial plus computer applications as well. So that's why people from IT are like blooming. But that's the reason also people from other non-IT backgrounds are also doing much more courses which are available free of cost and at a very, very low cost also, because there are like online training platforms like Coursera and all those stuff. So you can get a certificate from a University of Michigan or like a foreign university. You can get a certificate from them at a very lower price. Call it 2,500 rupees. You're going to get a certificate. I'm sure of it. So that is how it is going. So let's talk about the 4 industrial revolutions. Already, people have already told about your HODs and everybody are told about this thing. But let me brush you through what is the industries which has evolved. So first, basically, we had Industry 1.0. So if you ask me what is Industry 1.0, that was the time when people went to factories and productivity of all these stainless steel. Just imagine like how they made these all your plates and all those stuff. It was made by machines and hand. So it's not like they crafted every piece of metal and everything. And why were they going to Industry 2.0 then? So it's not about that people are not working good. It was like to, as more and more need increased, we had to go to much more deeper productivity basis. So it was not like you need to hire 100 humans and put them all to work together to make much more things. Instead, they used machines for that, and Germany was one of the influencing factors behind this all. And they were like, in machinery, we can say that they are the great people. So that's why they brought in new advanced machineries, and what happened was everything was done by the machine. So it was like so if in Industry 1.0, if they are producing 100 plates, out of that 20 or 30 were going as a waste due to quality check, because something would be not in a certain diameter or certain centimeter. So they had to reject all those pieces. And that's why we went to Industry 2.0. So where accurate things are produced in a mass quantity without no flaws. No flaws in the sense there may be flaws, but very, very formidable when compared to the Industry 1.0. And that actually boosted the productivity, and we are able to meet the needs of the people who are demanding for more products. So we are having an Industry 2.0, everything is fine. So why are we going to Industry 3.0 now? So Industry 3.0 is just about introducing, that's where IT industry came into machinery. So basically what happened was, instead of operating the machines by skilled labor and using all those people there, they installed a computer application which is going to do all this work. So you need to feed all the details there. That is going to take care of everything. So you would have seen in many Discovery channels and everything, like how the biscuits are being cut and being produced out of the factory. That's a very good example of how Industry 3.0 works. So previously what we had to do, there was a skilled labor who was trained in the machinery. We had to sit and operate it, push buttons and do all those stuff to make the machine work. And now it has to be it is all programmed. It's pre-programmed, and it's a chip-based machine. And all these things are already pre-embedded into that. So now we have to just sit there and monitor, or sometimes they are not even monitoring it. So that's how industry 3.0 emerged. So yeah, we have everything now. We have skill labor, now we have computer into that. So why should we migrate to the next evolution? It's about all about changing time, friends. So it's about like when you go forward, when you're moving forward, it's just like the inflation of money we had. Like previously we were used to buy something with 10 rupees, and now after 10 years it's not, right? So that's how the industry also should emerge. It has to meet the ends of the growing customers, and people were expecting more and more. And like 1 hour of cut off the company also like could impact. We could not meet the needs of the people, so they had to like expand more and more factories to do the productivity and all those stuff. So instead they thought of how to automate it and how to keep it everything under control. So that's how industry 4.0 emerged. And it's not about just robotics, it's not about just information technology, it's just about how the data is being transferred, how the data is being manipulated. We will talk in detail in the next slide. So how the information technology came into the like IT industry, as I said, industry 4.0. So industry 4.0 needed the importance of IT inside it. So it's just about not involving IT, it's about involving data. So the data flow, like how we are going to control it, like how it's going to be transmitted, how the industry is being operated. Everything is just based on the data now. So it's like about you can sit in your home, operate your factory, just monitor it using your CCTVs. Just sit here and just monitor it. It's not about you need to go to the industry there. And why is it the talk of the hour? So why is the information technology very good? So this is what which actually facilitated to make us sit in our home. And also, you know about this COVID pandemic, and everybody are forced to work from their homes, and industry was also be in the same situation, and they are not less than that. So what they have to do is they have to also follow security protocols, do everything. But the key factor is that information technology made it possible that they can sit in their homes and operate machineries. If you ask like 10 years back, is some to industrialists that if you can operate your machinery from your home, they would say no, absolutely not, because it was not definitely possible, because they could not sit there in their homes and operate the machinery from their homes, because something would go wrong. And if something goes wrong, it's not going to be like 10 rupee loss or 20 rupees loss. It's loss to be like in crores. So because multiple products are going to be produced, and they're going to lose a lot of money. So they are not going to agree for them. So that's where the industrial revolution was shifted to information technology, and people are forced to learn that. It was like, if you don't have no industrial revolution, it's like you are having a pointless in your resume now. It's not about any core mechanisms, or if you are working in or electrical, electronics, anything. So computer science has been a majority, and it has played a huge part in what you do right now. So so from every morning you start up, so you want to like look into your social media. So that's how your world has been to you, friends. And now industrial revolution has also had the same impact of how to face the industry now. So let's talk about industry 4.0 in detail. So since our webinar is also based on that, you need to understand more how it is. So let me tell you what is the key difference between using industry 3.0 and industry 4.0. I've got doubts from many of my friends. What is the difference between both? Because everything the same, both are the computers, and what's the difference between these two? So one simple answer is that industry 3.0 is like using a word to type a document. And so basically you are writing the letters previously. So you have to write a letter, take a paper, write a letter, put the margin, set margin and all those stuff. You have to formulate everything. You have to make it look nice. Some people's handwriting won't be nice. So Word, Microsoft Word, you can do it all easily, right? So you can just open a Word, all the things are set there. You need to just format that text, and you have to just type it in your keyboard. That's it. And that's going to be neat, and everybody could understand it. So you can also share it to everybody through mail or something like that. So that is what industry 3.0 is. And now, if you ask me what is industry 4.0, the Google voice assistant is what industry 4.0 is. So now it's like you need to just talk out what you think, and that's going to be converted into Word and going to be mailed into your account, right? So this feature is available, and you can also see it. So what happens is previously you need to write in a paper, then you have to put a lot of effort in writing it, like write it neatly and all those stuff. Then what happened was when Word came, you have to just type it out, and that minimizes your effort. Now it's like you just click on the button, you speak to Google Assistant, and that types the things for you, and you have to just sit simply. And once the typing is done, just mail it to your email or something, it's going to mail it to your email. So that's how simple it is, that how like 4.0 has emerged. So now you are in your factories, you need to manage something. It's like you are having a stock of 100 kgs of something, raw material, like call it iron. So if you are having a stock of 100 kg and you don't know when it's going to be completed previously, so people have to employ a stock keeper who is going to check for that, and is going to like what say, yeah, we are having just 20 kgs now, place an order for another 100 kg so that our industry can continue. But now it's not like that. While you feed it into the system is going to know that, yeah, you had 100 kgs and now the manufacturing has been going on for 50 kgs. So you have a 50 kg of stock left in your system, and that you can see it from your mobile app. So this is how simple it is, friends. So you need not have a person for that dedicated for noting down the stocks and telling you what's the stock count and when you need to place the order. So the notification is going to come that, yeah, your stock is going to go down and you have to take another thing. So that's how that thing has happened. And now after producing the things, you need to see the quality check, and you have to employ a team who has to manually open, check, and say that, yeah, this product is good to pass and we can supply it to our customer. But it's not like that now. We have automated cameras and sensors who is going to detect and say that this product is the default which is being produced, or this product is not. Even we have sensors to detect if the food is spoiled or not. So you can just say that, no, this food is not going to survive for another expiry of 10 days. So you have to just reject it, just like that. And that also, you have a machinery which is going to remove all the defect product from the original products, and that is going to do like a piece of cake for you. It's not going to be you employing a person there to do all these stuff. So it's just about that. Like, we are having everything automated, and that's what the symbol is right here. So we have a mobile in your hand, and that's going to do all these, from stock taking, from manufacturing, also analytic dashboards. Like, you can see how the your stock has left your factory, it has reached the customers, everything from this to that, everything is possible. And the special ability of Industry 4.0 is not just this. We had this even in the 3.0 like evolution also, because 3.0 started like using a word only, but it has evolved also, right? So before coming into Industry 4.0, we had much more improvements there, which lead to all these mobile application development and how the things are managed into your mobile apps. Everything was there then and there. But one thing which was very, very new is that all these notification systems, everything is going to be there. But one thing which is going to be new is that artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is one of the key factors actually which is changing the industry, which is going to bring a big impact on the industry also. So we are having not a much awareness on artificial intelligence, but it's like having a people who is skilled enough to work on the artificial intelligence, and they're doing a good product. And artificial intelligence is actually a game changer. It's not about using a robot there. It's about using machinery, which is an artificial intelligent one. So it is programmed in such a way such that it is actually classifying what is good, what is wrong, and what is going to increase your productivity. So it's going to bring up more and more and more productivity for your company, and it's going to increase your graph like such an extent. So that's how the Industry 4.0 has evolved, and it is standing now. So let's talk about, like, is that IT really important? Can't we do all these with our men and machinery? Yeah, you can do that, but the quality, the cost, everything is going to increase now. So if you need to have like 1,000 members, you can just have 100 members here and put all your investment in your machinery and your smart applications and make it happen. But if you ask me, is it not bad that we are actually going down? Yes, actually, this is one of the disadvantages of IT also. The thing is that people would like have less opportunities. But if you think about in an industrial way, like people from the factories, if they want to perform, they need higher profits, right? So they should also come up. So this means that if there are 10 people here in the market now, after all this introduction, it's going to take 20 people who's going to open factories. So if in the 20 people are going to open factories because the profit is more, they're going to open up more and more factories. And if they open more and more factories, they would definitely need skilled labor to monitor it. So then it means that they are going to employ it. So it's actually balanced. It's not that people are losing jobs because of IT has come into the industry. It's about people who are gaining more jobs because more and more opportunities are growing up much more. So that's how it goes. And if you ask me, like, what is actually a disadvantage is that if you don't know about these technologies, then it's going to be really a disadvantage about for you. So if you don't know how the machine operates, and if you don't know what the computer is, you say that, yeah, I know all the machineries, I know how that operates, and I have a very good knowledge on that, but I don't know nothing about technology. Actually, it's a very sad situation that you would be not getting a good placement or good job. That is actually true, because people are looking more keen to look into people who are more skilled in operating all these, managing all these, and doing everything. They need more people who as a skilled labor on that. So what will happen if you don't know about IT? It's actually sad to say, but the thing is that we need to skill up, right? So the competition is evolving, and it was not the same situation back then in 1970s or 1980s. We are in 2020s, and we are going towards like what to do next, and we know all the things which are happening around us, and it's not the same like we had about like past 10 to 20 years or past 5 years also. Like things have changed, and there are more and more competitions. There are more skilled people around you. So you also have to upskill yourself to match the competition which is growing. So previously, if you ask me, like, is it possible to get a 6-digit salary for a person who has like started his career? Actually, I would say no. Like, it's very, very tough to get. See, I have seen like when starting my work, it was very difficult for me. I was starting my work for around 25 to 27K. That was the meager amount I got. So that was very like, it's a simple thing. Like, I was actually thinking, wow, when will we go to the status where we will get more salary and all those stuff. But right now, at this present situation, if you have really a skill, then it means that you can actually get yourself to a 6-digit salary. So okay, so it's very, very easy right now, and it's not like about doing a hard work. So how to enhance yourself, how to learn it, and how to come up with all these things. It's about learning online, friends. It's even your colleges is operating online only. You are attending Zoom classes nowadays. You are not going to colleges. So it's about there are two kinds of people who take this for granted, sit in their homes and enjoy themselves. So one thing is that you are losing the fact that you are paying for it, and definitely you are going to waste the money which you are spending on it. So that is one thing. The other thing is that you are not going to earn anything. So when all these things are settled down, so once everything is getting completed here, so what happens is that people are going to look for skilled laborers, and you will not be having any skill because you are like enjoying yourself at the time when you had the chance. And that means that definitely you will not be having a chance also. So that's what I want to like to say, that don't waste your time and sit and learn. Like, you have a lot of time now. You need not travel in buses to reach your colleges. You need not like invest a lot of time on studying. You have a time in your home. It's about doing like the studies in a more proper and organized way. You can actually categorize schedules now, because there is no one to tell that you need to sit at this time. Yeah, you have a specific classes at that time, but yes, you are actually at your home and the comfort of your home. You are not stressing yourself. It's like you can sit in your home and under the roof, and you are not going into the scorching sun. So it's actually giving a lot of benefits. And to learn everything here, there are multiple top frameworks which are providing best classes of like what online education. So apart from your curriculum, apart from your college education, you can do all these steps to upskill yourself. So it's going to be taking you like 1 hour or half an hour, depends upon the certifications you are going to take in the respective platforms. For example, like Coursera and Udemy, you have all these two frameworks which are doing a much greater work. Don't go for any small things. Like, there are multiple things, solo learn and all those stuff. In my college, I was also doing all these stuff, but this will not help actually. The thing is that you need a certificate from a proper authorized entity, and these two frameworks is the best I have seen, like Coursera and Udemy. They are doing a great job. I have also benefited. I have seen multiple people getting benefited. So you can do the process from here. And if you say that, no, I don't have the money for that, I'm already having a lot of financial struggles and I don't have the money for it. Yes, you have your best friend, that is YouTube. You can go there, enhance yourself, get all the videos for free. And YouTube has a top qualified people from very higher positions, like even from Google, Uber, Microsoft, people from there, they are teaching you guys like to get it. You are not going to be certified there, but you are going to get knowledge there. So it's about like two things. One thing is that you can get certified for what you are learning. That is to like have a valid entity that, yeah, I am certified in these things. But you can also say that I don't have a certificate, but I'm really skillful in this. That is going to help you in the interview, friends. It is definitely going to help you in the interview, because the recruiter is going to get impressed with what you're going to say that you know. Okay, so that's how you need to learn and upskill yourself. So hard work or smart work, if you ask me, yeah, you can see from the image that hard work is doing very hard job and like stressing yourself to push yourself further, like putting a more stress on you. At the end of the day, you are going to feel like, why am I doing all these things? I'm not getting enough rest. I'm already having a lot of problems in my life, and why should I do more on this like studying and all those stuff? That's why you need to do smart work. So that's why I said it's not about like studying everything. It's just about mastering something, which is going to be I'm going to talk to you about in the next slides. Like it's about mastering the things which you are like in. Like if you are in a mechanical industry, you are in a mechanical engineering, then you need to do research and analysis of the top trending cars which is coming there. Then you have to study about that. So if you are in an IT industry, you are already doing like BE or BTech or BCA or something, then you have to know about like what is the recent trending things which are there. Like, you know, you have heard like big data, AI, intelligence. And it's not about, if you ask me like 2 years before, what is the trending concept, I would say, yeah, it's artificial intelligence. Now it is not artificial intelligence, it is deep neural networks. It's about much more deeper and cognitive complexes. It's about like not sitting back and just staying there. Like many people who are being in that tendency are like suffering more. Like people who are like not willing to learn, they say that, yeah, I am actually mastered, I'm actually certified in the things which are already there. But it's not about that. It has to be like upskilling. So that's where the term upskilling came up. So it's like upgrading your skills to the very next level, matching the needs of the industry. And that is what the smart work is. It's not about studying hard like what you are in. It's about knowing the things which is going to be in the future. So if you heard about something which is going to be in the future, just spend a 2-minute read on it. Just Google it. You have a Google in your hands. And it's about just Googling what you know. Like if you heard Industry 4.0, just Google it. You can see what the 2-line explanation is. It's much more enough. You need not sit and listen to people who are talking like 2 hours or 3 hours. It's not like that. It's just about Googling and finding what is the need for that. But you have to take up what is there and you need to keep it in your mind. It's not about knowing it, just losing it then and there. So that's what the smart work is, friends. So why higher education? So why do we need to do higher education? Have you seen any people like doing masters, like leaving the job and going to do masters? Then like, what is going to higher education give you? Is it going to make you earn more? Like what is going to do it in your career? So what is going to become, what is it going to make you become? So that is what the thing is. And higher education. So that's what our implications of higher education, what's our concept is. And we have known about Industry 4.0. And now, why should I get a higher education? You already say, you can ask me like, you only said that you can learn everything from people from YouTube, you can learn from Coursera, everything. So it's all about upskilling and getting a job opportunity. It's not about getting a more knowledge. Okay, so there are two key differences between both of these things. So upskilling is something like you are already in a stream, you are doing a bachelor's and you want to get a job to make yourself stable. So that is what your upskilling will make you do. So you are going to learn a YouTube video, you are going to complete it, and then once you start your career, it's going to make you stable in your life, but it's not going to give you a lot of more knowledge. And that's why we see everybody going to do master. It's not about they want to do much more higher education, they want to avoid jobs. That's a key tendency among Indian people, that people who do higher education is that they want to while away their time and they want to they want to not go to jobs. It's a mere reason that people are giving for not going to jobs. It's not like that. They have a tendency like this. Many people have this. Even parents from many, parents of many people will have this. Why are you not going to job? And why do you want to go to higher education? It's not about that, friends. It's about doing the skilling. Like when you talk about upskilling when you are in a bachelor's, you have to upskill yourself in the terms of your career also. So upskilling your career and your knowledge will be your higher education. So in your higher education, you are not going to learn. See, how do you know? Like, how do you think that we are understanding everything from this YouTube? It's just about the basic foundations we have. I have understood this. It's if I go like without completing my bachelor's, if I go and sit in a YouTube class and if I learn all those stuff, will I know everything? No, basically I will not definitely know it. It's just starting from my very first semester that I had my bachelor's, right? So that is where they will teach me all the basics, and that basics will make me grasp the things from the YouTube. So that's where your education plays a role. So many people say that education will not help you. People without an education are also getting jobs. It's not like that. Education is just like a foundation. It's an organized way. You can also argue also. You can just argue with the fact that no people or no MNCs is going to give you a job opportunity without a proper education. They actually the first thing they ask you is, have you completed 12 years of schooling? Then have you completed a full-time degree? So that's the question they ask, right? So it's not about doing like you can learn from a YouTube or you can learn from Coursera or Udemy and then crack your interview and get into a job. It's not like that. You can get a job. You can do it for your survival. But for gaining a more knowledge, you need education, and higher education is going to be the next step of the thing which you do. Okay. So salary comparison. So it's not about just your knowledge. Nobody is going to do it for the knowledge, I am sure, because that we expect something from people. Like we want to be getting rewarded, right? So this is the basic salary comparison of what it is. So here you can see that this is like starting from 19,600 to a high school. That is what I told you. We can just go to a YouTube, learn things, then get this job. Got it? So next we go it for certificate diploma. So people do it. Some people who are going to do lateral entries, or you know that. So that's like a certificate or diploma holders. And then you come to the bachelor's degree. So once you come to the bachelor's degree, you can see the keen difference. Like it's jumping like around 10,000. But the real difference is not this. It's just about the basic salary as an average as an Indian you can get. And it's going to much higher than this. And when you start from a bachelor's degree to go to master's degree, actually not just your pay is going to increase this much. It's going to multiply. It's not just 10,000 increment. It's just going to multiply. If you are receiving 40K in a company, and if you are completed masters, it's going to be like what, 80K or 90K. So it's going to be that much of difference. So it's going to make a real big impact on your career, and we are going to get a lot of things like from our this thing, right? So that is how we are going to take it forward, and people are going to go to much more extent. It's not about this much of salary increase you are going to get. It's just a basic comparison by an average, and you can see plus 23% is the thing they are showing, but it is not really that. So you are going to get much more than that. And to tell you the frank thing which I have faced, I got like rejected by Google just because I don't have a master's degree. Okay, so this is a real fact, because they wanted master's degree person who want to be the candidate, and I didn't have it. So I was actually got rejected by Google. So you can understand now how the things they are expecting. It's not about doing master's, friends. It's not about doing like, oh, what are we going to do, and if that master's is going to really bring up a lot impact on your career. But it's not going to be that alone. It's just going to be like whatever you take up in your master's, it's going to be the next basic framework where you can actually take up your skills up, and you can multiply and boost it to a very large extent. So that is why higher education is more important, and that is why higher education will be our key factor to what you're going to take it forward to a very next streams and all those stuff. So that is what I want to say. So the thing is that it's better not to be late, and so time and tide waits for none. And as you know, people are not going to wait for you to upskill yourself and come to them, and you have time now which you are not going to get it at the very extent, like very later. So when you get into an industry, the first thing would be like you have to achieve more. You want to put an extra effort. There may be some companies which is going to pressurize you, which is going to stress you, but it's not about that. It's about like how you find the time and manipulate it. You can actually do distance also, but is it going to be the same as doing a full-time education? No, actually it's not. When you have the time, you have to do it. So that's why many people, you could have seen that they would resign their jobs, go to masters. So that is the mentality many persons will not get. So because once you see the salary, you would be like, okay, I'm already earning, so why should I go pressurize myself, do a lot of examinations, do all these things and get back to the industry? It's not like that. It's about like, yeah, I have a mentality to study, you are going to study again. So that's the mentality you need to have to come across this and take up the education. So once you do that, it's going to be like, yeah, I'm having a skill and I'm having the education and I'm having the basic foundation. Now I can take up any job. It's going to be like a big impact on your career. So you can take up at a later stage also, but it's not about taking a break and then going there, because once you take the break, you would not have the tendency of again taking the education back to you. Like your learning phase will complete. So I would say that my maximum is around 25 to 26 is the age that you can learn. And after that, maybe people say that is actually 30, but It's not like that. We are the next upcoming future generations, and it's not like that. We are having a shorter listening span, and also our learning span is also decreased. Now you cannot like keep on learning at a very large level. So if you want to do that, it's better that you complete your bachelor's and take up your master's, and that is the best way to do it, because after that you won't find time and you will not get the time to do it. So once you see the taste of the salary, it's going to be very hard for you to keep it aside and come back to education and do it again. And it's going to be very negligent also. You are not going to be, already we are already negligent in studying. You already know we are not so much keen towards studying, and it's, if somebody says that no, like very having a tough time to study, and it's very hard to put our effort and get a good mark. And after some time when it's going to go, it's not going to be that easy to do that, and we are going to have a very, very tough time to do that. So that's why I would say that better take up the opportunity now, and then we can rejoice the outcomes of it. So that's the best way I can say to you. So that's all about the industry and like the higher education which is going on right now, and that's how we are going to take up the, like how we are going to face it. So it's about facing your like industry is just about how brave you are and how skilled up you are, and how are you going to make an impact to the society also. So it's not about getting a core job, because people complain to me, like I have like from a EC background, I am working in IT, but it's a very tough thing to say because I'm not got a core job. It's not about that. It's about survival, right? So times like this comes and you need a job somehow, and it's not about sitting waiting for your core to offer you a job and then going there. It's about grasping the opportunities then and there. Now, if you are from your core and you don't have a job, you take an opportunity now, and once you get that, you can just wait for it and take up an opportunity later also in your core. So this is the advice I give to everyone who asks me like what to do, like because I'm not getting a job. So that's the thing. So I would like to actually put up a question answer session with you, so you can ask questions about your career or how to take things forward. Like I can guide you like what to do and not to do. So that's the thing. So actually this is all I wanted to convey to everyone, so that this makes a real big impact, because I have seen things and like people who are struggling for their career and all those stuff. So it's all about doing a smart work, doing an enhancement, doing a upskill, get ready for what is next to come. And yeah, when you have the time, do the higher education also. So this is what I want to say, and I want to conclude the presentation also. So this would be like a question answer session where you can interact with me and get various insights with me also.
Students, if you have any queries, you can even post in the chat box.
Swaroop,
yeah,
I'm Professor Jaya. Very nice presentation.
Thank you.
One thing you have to guide our students.
Yes,
we are having different specialization programs. Cloud, BCA Cloud is there. They are specializing in cloud. BCA Data Science is there. BCA Mobile Application is there. And BCA Multimedia specialization programs are there.
Okay.
Can you guide them which sort of skills are developing the software skills will help them to for job avenue?
Sure.
Or they're going for higher studies, what they can do?
Okay. So yeah, so this was a very nice thought by ma'am. Like actually, this is one of the key concepts where many people are struggling to bridge their gap between what to take and what not. So friends, it's not about like choosing a career which is going to be like, see, as ma'am said, there are multiple streams available, and you are the one who is going to be the deciding authority. So right, okay, so everything has a chance and everything has an opportunity. So something which is related to computer science is much, I would say, is much more superior, because when you take multimedia, there is something which is there inside that, and data science, which has some involvement of computer science. Actually, it is a computer science involved field, and that is how the cloud computing, everything is actually scaling up a bit. And now, if you take cloud computing, actually that is one of the biggest trend which is actually upscaling during the COVID. So that is a stream where you can say that why cloud computing is the biggest stream. If you ask me, I would say AWS, Amazon Web Services, is one of the biggest stream which is earning a lot more during this COVID time. Now, it's not about maintaining a software which is distributed in a company, or they're storing it in a hard disk or SSD. It's about storing it in the cloud. So what is the advantage of having it in cloud is that you can actually not lose it completely. Like it has multiple redundant. If something happens to the data center, actually data centers are places where it will be highly protected, and sometimes it can be under your sea also. So that is how the data centers are managed. You'd be surprised to hear this, but yes, the data centers are maintained in such a way that it is multiple redundant, and they store multiple copies also. If there is an earthquake or if there is a fire in the data center, they're going to store it in a multiple place, and that's why cloud has become a much evolving concept. And people are more inclined towards the cloud computing and storing the data in your cloud, and that's why cloud is much more like what important. So if you ask me what is cloud computing, higher education and cloud computing going to do, you are going to learn a much depth concept. Now you know what is cloud computing, how to operate on that, how to operate on AWS, that you can all learn it. But the interior parts of the cloud computing, how to store the data, how to make redundant copies of it, how to store multi-store entries, all these things you will learn only when you take up this higher education. And when you go to a job, or when you go to some place where you need to prove yourself, that place you are definitely going to say the concepts which you will be learning in your higher education. Because nowadays institutions are also not sitting idle. They are actually aligning the things to the curriculum. So for example, today they brought in this webinar, like that they are going to do multiple workshops and all these things for you, and actually they are going to align to the industry standard. So that means that you are going to get your higher education aligned with your industry standard, and it means that when you hit the industry, you are going to be all aware of it, and people are going to give you the jobs. So it's about the way you are going to choose. If you are really interested to like know the conceptual detail and don't know like much on programming, then you have to actually choose all these streams like cloud computing, multimedia data systems, and like what the things which are like conceptual, like database administration. All these things doesn't know what the what is the use of coding. So coding is not required in all these fields. There may be something, but you can also refer it from Stack Overflow and all these things. But it's not about doing it in doing all the things from your scratch and bringing it up. So that is where you need to focus. And if you are really interested in coding, yeah, I am actually a Python expert, or I can really code in Python, or I can learn Python. If that mindset you have, then you can definitely take up the data streams like what data science and higher education on data science. That is going to give you a wide boost on what you are going to know about the data science, because you will be not knowing all these things, right? So you are going to take up this, then you will be understanding what is data science, how the data processing happens, how you need to clean up your data. Everything will be covered in your syllabuses, and definitely you will have a widespread knowledge on all these things before you hit the industry. So that's what my answer is. It's not about like this industry is best, that industry is best, because everything which I talk about will involve computer science. And I have also told because why it is. Industry 4.0 is like that, and we need to adapt. So even a friend from mechanical engineering background called me and asked me for Python. So that means that they are aligned to the industry, and they are also coming up with learning this stuff. So competition is going to get tough. So you need to get prepared for it. We are already from all these streams, so we have a better advantage on that, and definitely we can take moving things forward. We can take a specialization on this, be more upskill, and get prepared for the competitions which is coming around us. So that's what I can say.
Very good. So dear students, as per Swaroop's advice, so everybody, you are the deciding authority. So you should take a call about your skill. You should analyze. You should take a call about your skills, and you should upgrade yourselves. Any other questions, Ma?
Students, if you have any question, feel free to ask.
Swaroop, I'm very sorry to disturb you once again.
No problem.
The thing is, which core areas having lot of opportunities now? Can you give the justification?
Yeah, so thank you, ma'am. So once again, thank ma'am for asking this wonderful question. So the thing is that the areas and core where they're having more opportunities is like right now we are having a more on cloud. So cloud is what I would say that is standing first in the industry. Like you can find an opportunity just like that. You can go to the LinkedIn. If you know about AWS and cloud like architect, if you are cloud architect, or not even a cloud architect, if you know about AWS and all these skills, you can get a job just like that. You can get a DevOps admin or something, a job like that, starting from what 45K. So it may be shocking. So people would think like there are people complaining that they don't even get a job for 20K, and you are saying you are getting a starting job for 40K for a fresher. Yes, that is true, because people are needing more people like to manage their front end, because we are going in a work from home fashion, and we don't have anyone working at the office to make it happen. So they need someone who has to sit in the cloud and maintain all their code, even the code. So they don't store the code in GitHub like we do. So in the company, they just manage the GitHub or something for their organization. So it's about even from maintaining the code, publishing the code like into a product and making the product go live. All these things, DevOps need the thing. So DevOps in the sense they need cloud admins and cloud administrators also. Yeah, and like what the people who code in cloud for the Lambda functions and everything. So all these things, which is standing actually first in the market, which is getting a much more thing starting from 45 to 75K is what the salary expectations is. I'm giving justification just because at the end of the day, salary is going to matter for you, and that's why I'm telling you all the salary constraints also. Everything is true because I have faced this. So 45 to 75K is what a cloud admin or a cloud basic engineer will get. At the starting stage, you can get as a trainee, you can get from 30 to 45K. So that's how it starts. And cloud is actually standing first in the thing. And the next thing is that application development. So application development in the sense web and mobile app, both are actually making a key impact because everything starting from telemedicine here in like even a company which I am associated with does the online telemedicine facility. So we work on applications both in mobile and web app, and actually that is what is facilitating, right? So you can just open a URL, use something like Amazon. So that's the best example for you, for everyone to commonly understand. Amazon, Flipkart is something. You have a website, you have a mobile app. So that is how people are going instead of going into the shops. Now it's not possible, right? We need to wear a mask. Going to the shops, it's not so comforting. Many shops are closed actually. So that's how. So once we get into the platforms like all these things, so basically we can get the access of everything just in the palm of our hands. So it's not about doing a tough work. It's just about doing like selecting, and you have a lot of time in your hands and you are sitting in the comfort of your home. You can consult people also. You need not take people with you to select also. You can just share the screenshot and ask if it is better for you. So that's how it goes, right? So this is what I would say the second thing which is going. And the third thing is that digital marketing stuff, which is standing third in the industry. So digital marketers are actually earning more than software developers also sometimes. But the thing is how well you do. The more experience you get, the more salary also you will be getting. But application developers is one of the persons who is actually doing hard work. The thing is that spending the days and efforts and all these things. But if you are a digital marketer, as simple as that, you can just sit for using your brain, just any coding, just brain and tools like Google on all these stuff. You can just there in your homes and earn much more. So digital marketing is one of the things. And as ma'am said, you have a stream on multimedia, so that's going to be a great impact on what you're going to do that. So multimedia is actually influencing people, and you also know that. So people from multimedia streams are actually making a lot of money from also. And that's the idea, right? So it's not about people from the other backgrounds also can, but you will have no knowledge of that. It's just about that. A CSE person working in IT and a mechanical person working in IT. Everyone can do that, but you would be having a more impact. So these three fields are the top three fields which is right now in the IT industry, which is actually rocking like in the IT industry. So that's what I can give you the answer as a justification.
So, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation, and your words are really inspiring and thought-provoking to the gathering. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to request Mr. Salman Ayaz, Assistant Professor, to give the vote of thanks.
Good morning, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Salman.
Good morning to one and all present here. It's my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the Department of Computer Applications, I take this opportunity to convey a word of thanks to all the people who made this event a grand success. I take the opportunity to thank our Vice Chancellor, Registrar and Dean for giving permission to conduct this event. I thank Dr. Lata Madam, our Head of the Department, for inspiring us to conduct this program and giving the welcome address. I also take this opportunity to thank our Senior Professor, Dr. Sheikh Abdul Qadir Sir and Professor Jaya Madam for giving very significant address. Finally, I take this opportunity to accepting our invitation and for giving a very interesting insight. Finally, I thank all the students for attending this webinar.
Dear students, kindly fill the feedback link which I have shared in the chat box. Then only you will get easy ticket. Thank you.
Thank you, Swarup. Thank you, Nias.
Thank you, ma'am.
Salman.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
students.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thanks, Swaroop,
Stud-
especially to Swaroop. Wonderful, very nice information you have given to our students. Thank you very much.
Students,
Thank
kindly
you.
fill the feedback.